Have you ever sensed that your efforts go unnoticed, despite the years of commitment you've invested in your family, career, or community? Do you find it difficult to navigate the pressure to satisfy others, particularly as you age? What if I suggested that the secret to finding joy in your later years lies in releasing these burdensome expectations and accepting your authentic self? In today's video, we will explore the emotional hurdles associated with aging, including the feelings of being unappreciated or undervalued by those around you. Closest to you, but here's the twist: recognition doesn't always need to come from others. I'll share powerful insights on how you can begin to find fulfillment not through external validation, but by celebrating your own life and contributions. And we're not stopping there. You'll learn how the need to please others can drain your energy and why, as you age, it's time to stop bending over backward for everyone else's approval. Instead, I'll show you how to prioritize your happiness, set healthy boundaries, and finally focus on living. As you navigate your later years, this video will equip you with the essential tools to transform your mindset, reclaim your peace, and cultivate deeper, more meaningful relationships with those who truly matter. Additionally, I'll discuss how releasing the habit of people-pleasing can open the door to a level of freedom and joy you may have never imagined. If you're prepared to embrace a more fulfilling and authentic life, stay tuned, you won't want to miss this. If you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to do so and activate the notification bell to stay updated. Your support truly means a great deal to me. If you found this video enjoyable, you can assist me in sharing these valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you resonate with the topic, please comment 1, if not, comment 0 to provide feedback on how I can enhance my content for you. Now, let's dive into the discussion on envy and jealousy. These emotions frequently surface in reaction to deeply personal matters, often tied to the insecurities or unfulfilled aspirations of those in our vicinity. It's all too easy to absorb their resentment, especially when it comes from those you hold dear or have dedicated your time and energy to. The truth is that this resentment seldom pertains to you. It's not about your actions, it's about the battles that others are facing, often in silence. Your stability, be it financial, emotional, or relational, can illuminate the areas in their lives where they feel uneasy, uncertain, or unfulfilled. Consider your financial security, for example, a result of years of hard work, sacrifice, and discipline. It's something you've earned. Achieved, a reflection of your hard work and determination. Yet for someone grappling with persistent financial difficulties, even your accomplishments can serve as a heavy reminder of their own perceived failures. The same holds true for your enduring, joyful marriage or the close, loving relationships you've cultivated with family. These profound connections, forged over years of dedication and patience, may evoke feelings of regret or sadness in someone who has faced heartbreak, loss, or fractured relationships. Your calm and unwavering assurance, which has flourished through the trials of life, can inadvertently bring to light the insecurities and uncertainties that others may still face. I understand that this isn't simple. The sharpness of their envy can feel intensely personal, particularly when it arises from those who ought to be your greatest allies. It's challenging not to internalize the feelings of someone you cherish when they appear bitter or uneasy about your achievements. Yet, this is also where your insight can lead the way. With time, you've mastered the art of navigating the intricate landscape of human emotions with grace. You understand that their envy is not a reflection of your worth or value, but rather a mirror of their internal struggles. You've come to realize that it is not your responsibility to alleviate their discomfort or to apologize for the life you've diligently built. You cannot control how others feel, nor should you ever feel pressured to dim your light just to make someone else feel better. Doing so would be a disservice to the journey you've undertaken and the strength you've cultivated. Throughout your journey, it's essential to respond with compassion and understanding, while also maintaining a sense of firmness. Acknowledge the feelings of others without internalizing them, ensuring that your sense of self remains intact. This approach does not imply that you should accept poor behavior or allow disrespect. No, you have the right to stand firm in your truth, to live authentically, and to celebrate the life you have created without guilt. Your accomplishments serve as a testament to your resilience, perseverance, and character. They belong to you and you alone. Worthy pursuit to be recognized, not concealed, not diminished, and certainly not something to apologize for simply because it may unsettle others. Allow your brilliance to shine, even if it feels overwhelming to those around you. Your journey, your insights, and your accomplishments are remarkable, serving as a subtle yet profound testament to the resilience and elegance you've cultivated throughout your life. Ultimately, the secret to overcoming envy and jealousy resides in the connections that hold true significance. Surround yourself with those who will uplift you and revel in your achievements, for it is a celebration of your essence. Reflecting on the possibilities in their own lives, these individuals view your victories not as competition but as a source of inspiration. Surround yourself with those who appreciate your journey and support you as you move forward, not in spite of your accomplishments but because of them. By creating space for these meaningful connections, the sting of envy and resentment diminishes. You learn to safeguard your peace, honor the dignity of your own story, and embrace the authenticity you have cultivated. Your life stands as a testament to resilience, grace, and quiet strength, qualities that deserve to be celebrated, regardless of how others may view them. Allow your existence to mirror the beauty and power that arise from remaining authentic, despite the obstacles and envy you may encounter. You are entitled to that peace, and it is essential to fully embrace it. As we age, we often face misunderstandings and ineffective communication, which can become one of the most challenging aspects of life. The slow decline of genuine interaction with those in our lives, especially the younger generations, can often be overlooked. It's crucial to recognize the profound impact of generational differences on our modes of expression and the ways in which our words are understood. For many who have experienced decades of transformation, the environment we were raised in prized directness, clarity, and a no-nonsense style of dialogue. We were taught that honesty is paramount and that sharing our thoughts, regardless of how forthright, was frequently the norm. The most effective means of demonstrating your care can, in the current landscape, be perceived as blunt or even unkind by younger generations. It's truly disheartening, isn't it? You share your insights with the purest intentions, drawing from your own experiences, aiming to shield and steer them. Yet, there are moments when your words don't resonate as you hoped. What you intended as a straightforward display of concern or wisdom can swiftly be misconstrued as critique, judgment, or, even more troubling, as a sign of being disconnected. You can feel it in their responses, the subtle shifts in their demeanor. Their posture stiffens or their eyes narrow as though your words have somehow wounded them. You're left wondering how something so well-meaning could have caused such distance. But the truth is, these misunderstandings rarely come from malice. They stem from differences in how we communicate, in the language and tone we use, and in the cultural context that has shaped us. A quick, frustrated remark, perhaps made out of concern or even fatigue, can be misread as judgment instead of genuine care. It's like a small crack that deepens over time. As time passes, the fissures expand, and those small instances of miscommunication transform into barriers that you never noticed before. Conversations that once flowed effortlessly turn into awkward, strained exchanges or are completely sidestepped. The younger generation may begin to distance themselves, often without understanding the reason behind it. They might think you won't grasp their viewpoint, or even worse, they may come to believe you're not open to understanding. This widening gap is heart-wrenching, leaving you feeling unseen, misinterpreted, or even cast aside. Yet, here's the thing, these misunderstandings don't have to define the relationship. They can be a doorway to deeper understanding if approached with the right mindset. If you're still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment one below to let me know you're still here with me. I've learned that the key to breaking down these walls is empathy. It requires an intentional shift, making the effort to truly listen, not just respond. When you sense that a conversation is beginning to veer off course, ask. Questions should be approached with patience. Avoid the urge to immediately provide advice or recount your own experiences. Instead, invite others to elaborate on their viewpoints. You may find that this deepens your connection to their perspective. A simple prompt like, "Tell me more about how you see it," can initiate a dialogue that feels safe and demonstrates your genuine interest in their thoughts, even if they differ from your own. If your words are misunderstood, don't allow it to linger. Instead, gently clarify, acknowledging how your message might have been interpreted. "That's not entirely what I intended, allow me to clarify." Open dialogue can significantly ease a tense situation. Simultaneously, don't hesitate to convey your feelings if you sense you're being overlooked or misunderstood. It's perfectly acceptable to express that, provided it's approached with respect and a genuine wish for understanding, rather than defensiveness. Conversations should never resemble contests to conquer. They present chances to connect, evolve, and close the distance between individuals, regardless of how far apart they may appear. It may not always be straightforward, and there will be moments when the misunderstandings often run deep or become too intricate to untangle in just one conversation. However, by embracing patience, listening with an open heart, and being ready to adapt your approach while staying true to yourself, you can truly make a difference. Those small, daily efforts to foster understanding will create a lasting impact, not only on the relationship itself but also on how others perceive your commitment to growth, adaptation, and evolution, even as time passes. Ultimately, it's about holding on to that awareness. Communication transcends mere words. It embodies a profound connection that surpasses spoken language, tapping into the unspoken understanding nurtured by love, patience, and a mutual commitment to compromise. As we navigate life, our values and core beliefs evolve, becoming integral to our identity, shaped by the myriad experiences we've encountered over time. These values, whether they pertain to our work ethic, our vision of family, our faith, or our perspectives on life, are deeply ingrained in who we are. Societal structures are not just abstract concepts, they mirror our evolution and are intricately linked to our identity and our interactions with the world. Yet, in the fast-paced environment we find ourselves in today, it's impossible to overlook the fact that younger generations frequently possess markedly different perspectives. These disparities can be striking, leading to a divide that seems challenging to reconcile and, at times, even fostering feelings of tension or resentment. One might appreciate the discipline and responsibility that accompany a structured routine embodies a steadfast conviction that diligence and dedication form the foundation of achievement. In contrast, younger generations, nurtured in a time that champions adaptability, creativity, and personal expression, may perceive these values as confining or even antiquated. The very notion of work ethic can spark debate. For some, it signifies a profound, resolute dedication to fulfilling obligations, while for others, it may seem like a strict and constraining outlook on life. I have experienced this tension as well. After adhering to a particular way of living for an extended period, the abrupt shift can be jarring. Questioning those beliefs can feel like a personal attack. When it comes to intimate topics such as marriage, parenting, or our approach to societal issues, the divide can feel even sharper. Values that once appeared universally accepted now seem alien or insignificant to younger generations. You may hold steadfast to traditional family roles or the importance of certain customs, yet those very beliefs might be scrutinized or disregarded by others raised with different ideals. It can be challenging not to feel this tension. To feel misunderstood or, worse, judged in a rapidly changing world can be quite challenging. The constant and often radical shifts make it difficult to reconcile differences without the fear of losing something essential about oneself. I have often pondered whether my own experiences and the lessons learned from my generation's struggles can resonate with those who have grown up in such a different context. However, what we must grasp, at least on a deeper level, is that our values are not arbitrary or unyielding. They are born from our unique journeys. From the lives we've lived, they reflect our stories, our triumphs, and our losses. Just as we have a lens through which we view the world, so too do the younger generations. Their lens is shaped by their own stories and journeys. This doesn't mean we must abandon our beliefs or compromise on what we hold dear, not at all. However, it does require us to look beyond the surface of these generational divides. I've come to realize that understanding their perspectives doesn't mean I have to agree with them, it simply means I'm open to listening. Opening myself to their experiences, I strive to see the world through their eyes, a step that fosters respect in these conversations. Curiosity should replace judgment. Instead of engaging in a battle of right and wrong, I ask why they see things this way. I don't have to change my views, but by expressing genuine interest, I create space for dialogue rather than conflict. One powerful way to help them understand my perspective is by sharing the stories that shaped my values, stories often laden with emotion. Hardship and the wisdom gained from it possess a profound depth that often eludes simple expression. When I recount my experiences to younger individuals, it creates a bridge of connection. They might not concur with all my views, yet they start to grasp the reasoning behind my values. The focus shifts from justifying my beliefs to fostering a bond through our shared human experiences. Moreover, it's important to recognize that not every difference requires resolution. Some beliefs are so deeply ingrained that complete alignment may never be achieved, and that's perfectly acceptable. What truly matters is discovering those spaces where we can bond, whether through a shared affection for family, a common dedication to kindness, or a united aspiration to improve the world. These connections, these straightforward yet meaningful elements, can surpass even the greatest divides. By fostering openness and mutual respect, we uphold our principles while permitting others to uphold theirs. This mindset cultivates an environment where differences are viewed not as challenges but as chances for development. It's about constructing bridges rather than barriers. It's not merely about having the last word, it's about nurturing understanding, which holds far greater value. Ultimately, the most precious gift we can extend to one another, irrespective of age, is the legacy of respect and empathy. This transcends generations, enriching our lives and those of future generations. For me, true connection is found in recognizing our shared humanity alongside our beautifully unique journeys. As we grow older, we notice a subtle shift in the impact of gossip and rumors within our close circles. In our social circles, whether in a neighborhood, a retirement community, or even among our extended families, gossip and rumors, those toxic whispers that spread like wildfire, become an almost unavoidable presence in our lives. It can be disheartening to recognize that as we age, some of those we've trusted or shared precious moments with may turn into the very individuals who propagate hurtful and often malicious tales. These rumors seldom encompass the complete truth. More often than not, they are twisted narratives or blatant fabrications conjured from nothing to evoke a sense of intrigue or significance. The true harm resides not only in the words spoken but in the alarming ease with which those closest to you accept and disseminate these untruths, rarely pausing to scrutinize their validity. It's as though the simple act of reiteration magically converts fiction into reality. We can all recognize that rumors frequently arise from the insecurities or ennui of others. When individuals perceive their own lives as stagnant or unfulfilling, they may seek solace in the drama of others. Grasping at anything to feel relevant, they twist stories and embellish the truth, crafting a narrative that injects a peculiar excitement into their otherwise mundane lives. Unfortunately, you may find yourself on the receiving end of this in later years, as people gossip about your past choices, finances, health, or even those you hold dear. These rumors, though appearing harmless at first glance, can inflict significant harm. They erode trust and sow seeds of doubt, leaving you feeling misunderstood and alienated. At times, it feels as though those closest to you have turned their backs, and the pain is excruciating. When someone you once trusted pulls away, not due to your own words or actions, but because of a twisted narrative spun by others, the impact is profound. It can leave you questioning the very essence of the relationships you've dedicated years to nurturing. People you once considered friends or family begin to treat you differently, despite your innocence in the matter. Their actions seem to be shaped not by who you truly are. They genuinely are, yet they are shaped by the warped images created by idle gossip. This, I believe, is where the true emotional turmoil resides. It's not merely the rumors but the shift in perception from others based on the falsehoods they've embraced as reality. Resisting gossip demands both resilience and a thoughtful strategy. The foremost, and perhaps most crucial, step is to remain anchored in your identity. Cling to your principles, your authenticity, and your truth, regardless of how overwhelming the rumors become or how numerous they are. Individuals may attempt to distort your narrative, yet your steadfastness remains your strongest shield. Ultimately, those who genuinely understand you, who have witnessed your deeds and experienced your compassion, will discern the falsehoods. They will recognize the essence of your character, and that recognition is what truly counts. It is equally important to resist the urge to respond with defensiveness. I've discovered that reacting with rage or resentment merely exacerbates the situation. Instead, when faced with rumors, strive to maintain your composure and tackle the matter with a thoughtful, measured reply, concentrating not on participating in a verbal duel can often lead to unnecessary complications. However, addressing misunderstandings with a calm and straightforward response, such as acknowledging the rumor and explaining why it's unfounded, can effectively clear the air without getting entangled in the chaos. It's important to recognize that not every piece of gossip warrants your attention or effort. You need not engage in every conflict. At times, remaining silent can be your most powerful strategy. Prioritizing your tranquility and focusing on meaningful relationships should always come first. Keep this in mind. Whispers often reveal more about those who share them than they do about you. Their preoccupation with negativity and their urge to undermine others highlight their own insecurities and struggles. Such chatter says nothing about your value. By upholding your integrity and staying grounded, you convey a strong message. Your character is not defined by the misleading narratives others attempt to weave. Your worth is founded on something much more resilient, something that cannot be diminished by idle chatter. The more you stay authentic, the more evident it becomes to others that you are unshaken. The weight of whispered lies can unsettle the very core of your identity. 5 personal insecurities and the act of projection reveal a more insidious yet profoundly impactful reason for the resentment others may harbor toward you. This resentment often arises not from your actions, but from their own insecurities, a subtle, almost invisible force that influences their feelings and behaviors. When this force manifests, it can be deeply painful. As we grow older, the stakes of these insecurities escalate, frequently causing individuals to project their fears, doubts, and vulnerabilities onto others. Inadequacy can be projected onto others, particularly when individuals are faced with qualities they desire or challenges they have yet to conquer, as seen in someone else's life. For instance, if you have successfully maintained your health while those around you struggle with physical limitations or chronic conditions, their discomfort may transform into envy or frustration. They might react not due to any wrongdoing on your part, but because your vitality highlights their vulnerabilities. It's as if your health, energy, and very essence serve as a poignant reminder of what they dread losing or what they believe they have already lost. Witnessing your flourishing can be incredibly challenging for them while they grapple with their own struggles. Likewise, if you've established financial stability or cultivated deep, loving connections with family and friends, this may inadvertently shine a light on aspects where others feel they have not measured up. They might look at your accomplishments and question why they couldn't achieve the same or why they didn't make similar choices. Whether in health, wealth, or relationships, can serve as a reflection, revealing the most painful gaps in their own lives, and confronting that reflection can be challenging. This discomfort often morphs into resentment, which is more about their internal battles than anything you may have done. The complexity deepens as this projection mingles with the universal fears surrounding aging. As we age, we continually encounter the passage of time, the vulnerability of our bodies, and the transient nature of our existence. If someone is grappling with these realities, they might channel their frustrations and insecurities towards you. Perhaps they feel uneasy about the simple truth of your graceful aging while they wrestle with their own anxieties about time passing. Their insecurities could surface in what appear to be innocuous remarks about your age or in downplaying your views as unimportant. This behavior isn't a reflection of your actions or words, but rather a response to the way your presence, your insight, and your tranquility in the face of time serve as a mirror to their deepest fears. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment below to let me know you are still here with me. This kind of emotional projection can be incredibly painful, especially when it feels as though people are criticizing you simply for existing as you are. However, understanding this dynamic, recognizing that their resentment is more about their inner battles than your actions, can provide you with a certain level of peace when someone directs their anger or coldness toward you instead of taking it personally. Consider approaching the situation by recognizing the underlying insecurities at play. Reflect on whether their actions stem from fear, pain, or personal struggles. While this perspective doesn't justify their behavior, it allows you to separate yourself emotionally from any hurt they may cause. This emotional distance enables a compassionate response instead of a reaction fueled by anger or frustration. However, it's important to remember that compassion doesn't require you to accept ongoing negativity. Striking a balance between empathy for their insecurities and safeguarding your own well-being is essential. Shield yourself from the toxicity of their projections. If someone's constant insecurity is wearing you down, it's more than okay to set boundaries. You don't need to keep absorbing their negativity just to be kind. Protecting your peace is essential for your well-being and a powerful act of self-care. Sometimes, distancing yourself from that energy is the best way to honor who you are and what you've worked so hard to build in your life. When these moments of projection occur, remind yourself deeply and without hesitation. Reservations about feelings often stem from personal struggles, emotional limitations, and unresolved fears. You have every reason to take pride in the person you've become, the wisdom, resilience, and strength you've nurtured over time. As you stand firm, remember that this isn't about being superior or more accomplished than others, it's about having learned to navigate a path that they are still trying to discover. Your journey is uniquely yours, and you can embrace it fully. Hold your head high despite their discomfort. Ultimately, it's not about others' opinions but the life you've crafted, the lessons you've absorbed, and the person you've evolved into. By remaining centered, safeguarding your peace, and approaching challenging interactions with compassion, you can preserve your emotional equilibrium and advance with grace. You have every right to live your truth, irrespective of how others may project their fears onto you. Your light is yours to carry, not a burden for anyone else. As we navigate the passage of time, one of the most poignant and unforeseen trials we encounter is the diminishing empathy and understanding from those in our midst, especially from the younger generation. They may not invest the time or energy to truly comprehend the complexities of our journeys. Aging transcends mere physical changes, it encompasses emotional, mental, and profoundly personal dimensions. Yet, too frequently, others overlook the unseen struggles we bear. They remain unaware of the fatigue etched into our very being, the emotional toll of bygone losses, or the silent apprehension that lingers within us. Each new day brings a subtle creep of challenges that often go unnoticed. The small yet significant adjustments we make to navigate our daily lives can be overlooked, leading to a lack of understanding that can feel overwhelming. Younger individuals, viewing us through a narrow and superficial lens, may misinterpret our slower pace as hesitation, indecision, or inefficiency. They fail to recognize that this is merely an adaptation to the evolving realities of our bodies. When we take longer to make decisions, it's not due to confusion but rather a testament to our understanding of patience, reflection, and thoughtful consideration developed over the years. Unfortunately, these actions are frequently met with impatience or condescension. Family members, in particular, may dismiss our insights as outdated or irrelevant, failing to see that what they interpret as resistance to change is actually a rich reservoir of experience informing our choices. This lack of empathy isn't always born from malice or cruelty. Yet, in this ignorance, the sting remains. It hurts deeply, as it feels like we are being dehumanized, reduced to mere stereotypes of those who are slowing down or losing touch with reality. The most painful aspect of this absence of empathy is the invisibility it imposes upon us. Younger individuals, caught up in their fast-paced, relentless lives, seldom pause to consider the impact of their words or actions on us. They often overlook that behind every wrinkle, every gray hair, and every slower step lies a life that has been richly lived, a life filled with experiences. With joys and sorrows, triumphs and losses, when they minimize the physical and emotional challenges we face, they inadvertently deepen our sense of isolation. Managing our health, coping with loss, and dealing with the fading of social connections all take a toll. Yet, in their hurry, they can't or won't see how much these things shape our daily reality. They often don't understand the mental and emotional strength it takes to face another day. The small, seemingly insignificant things that they breeze through with ease can weigh heavily on us. It seems like there are barriers that loom large before us. Every attempt to articulate our challenges often meets with a response that feels dismissive or rushed. This reaction deepens our sense of isolation and estrangement. Compounding this issue is the emotional chasm that expands between us, leaving us to grapple with a widening divide, driven by a scarcity of compassion, understanding, and genuine connection. In the perception of others, we risk becoming mere echoes of who we once were. While we might have come to appreciate our solitude and the tranquility of our lives, it doesn't imply that we don't yearn for profound, meaningful connections. However, when those connections seem strained or lack depth, and when others fail to recognize us for our true selves, it complicates the emotional journey of aging. To bridge this gap and initiate healing, open communication becomes crucial, though it often proves challenging. It demands that we muster the courage to reveal our vulnerabilities and to articulate, with gentleness and calmness, what we need others to comprehend. Defensively bristling at the impatience we face, we might express something like, "I appreciate your help, but please understand that this task takes me longer now," or "I know I'm moving at a different pace, but it's just how my body works now." These words may not always elicit immediate understanding, yet they pave the way for empathy. They encourage others to step into our shoes, to view the world through our lens. While not everyone may choose to take that step, at least we will have made the effort. And here's something. It's essential to recognize that not everyone will respond with empathy, and that's perfectly acceptable. This reality doesn't imply that we are isolated in our journey. We possess the right to establish boundaries with individuals who consistently overlook our experiences, needs, and viewpoints. Safeguarding our emotional well-being is not merely important, it embodies a profound sense of self-respect. Rather than investing our energy into relationships that deplete us, we should actively pursue connections with those who are ready to listen, understand, and approach us with kindness and patience. By surrounding ourselves with such individuals, we foster a more supportive environment. Individuals who appreciate the essence of the U.S. for its intrinsic qualities, rather than for its potential contributions, embody a fundamental sense of empathy. This exchange starts with us demonstrating and exemplifying such empathy for others. By engaging with patience and compassion, we enhance the likelihood of nurturing understanding and, ideally, authentic connections, even amidst misunderstandings. When we prioritize empathy and honesty, we establish a foundation for deeper, more significant relationships. Ultimately, what we all yearn for, regardless of our differences, is connection. As we age, the importance of being seen, heard, and truly understood emerges as one of the most precious gifts we can offer each other. Rather than diminishing, the dynamics of competition or rivalry evolve into something more subtle yet equally powerful. The competitive spirit does not simply fade away with time, instead, it becomes intricately woven into the fabric of our social circles, families, and even among our closest, longtime friends. The tendency to measure ourselves against others, be it through accomplishments, well-being, or connections, often manifests in subtle, insidious ways that remain very much present. This form of comparison may not be openly articulated, yet it lingers in the atmosphere, sometimes surfacing as a quiet resentment, a heaviness in the heart that goes unspoken but is universally felt. In later years, this rivalry can create a silent undercurrent beneath otherwise harmonious exchanges, leading to a sense of distance from those we once felt close to, be it a sibling or a friend, who may start to withdraw or behave aloof because they perceive your life as more successful and fulfilling than theirs. It's a subtle ache that can become so deeply embedded that it remains nearly undetectable, yet it can erode the very core of relationships. For instance, perhaps your sibling experiences a twinge of envy when they notice how frequently your children come to see you, or they harbor resentment towards the financial stability you've achieved over the years, a stability they may find elusive. Alternatively, a friend grappling with their own health issues might struggle to contain their feelings of inadequacy. Contrast their diminishing mobility with your vibrant lifestyle, which can evoke feelings of bitterness and frustration. These emotions, often left unspoken and unacknowledged, linger like unhealed wounds, creating an underlying tension that may not be immediately apparent but is profoundly felt. At the heart of this rivalry frequently resides insecurity, a painful reality for many as they age. They may sense themselves falling behind, observing others, like you, who appear to be thriving, healthier, wealthier, and more active, leading to a growing sense of inadequacy that begins to fester. They search for an individual to gauge their own progress, and when they observe you, they perceive achievement, igniting a feeling within them that may remain elusive, a yearning to compete, to demonstrate that they too possess a victory in life. It's an unconscious impulse, yet envy often creeps in, finding a home in the most surprising corners. This phenomenon can be especially pronounced when enduring family dynamics come into play, such as sibling rivalries that have persisted for years, with those long-held tensions quietly bubbling beneath the surface. Your life often re-emerges in later years, driven by the perceived scorecard of existence. The very things that fill you with pride, your travels, your hobbies, your family connections, can inadvertently evoke feelings of envy, even from those you hold dear. Yet, as we age, managing these emotions demands a careful and considerate approach. On one hand, you should never feel compelled to diminish yourself or dull the brilliance of your happiness or success out of concern for others' discomfort. You have rightfully earned your peace and contentment. It's essential to honor your achievements, your joys, and your growth without feeling the need to apologize. You have every right to live authentically, free from the burden of tiptoeing around others' insecurities. Yet, there exists a grace and humility in recognizing the strengths of others, even while celebrating your own successes. This acknowledgement can help alleviate any underlying tensions. Sometimes, a sincere compliment can make a significant difference, such as expressing admiration for someone's commitment to staying active despite challenges. The challenges you encounter can serve as a catalyst for turning rivalry into mutual respect. However, if the rivalry persists, it's crucial to remember that another person's desire to compete often reveals their own internal battles rather than any indication of your value. You are under no obligation to participate in their game. There is nothing you need to prove. Your worth is independent of comparison, and the journey you embark on is yours to shape. Instead of getting caught in a cycle of competition, prioritize building relationships grounded in understanding. Embrace support and encouragement, and share joy. Offer words of kindness and strive to uplift others rather than engage in rivalry, which ultimately benefits no one. True fulfillment arises from forging connections rooted in genuine appreciation for one another, rather than in competition or outdoing others. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons valuable, please comment 3 below to let me know you are with me. By choosing to rise above the clamor of rivalry and remaining grounded in your truth and path, you protect your tranquility, your self-respect, and your identity. Your achievements and happiness, however you choose to define them, are untouched by the envy or insecurities of others. They reflect the life you've crafted and the individual you've evolved into, free from external scrutiny. Allow your deeds to convey your value, and resist the urge to validate yourself in the unspoken rivalry that others may attempt to instigate. Genuine fulfillment, after all, is not about competition or superiority, it's about embracing your true self. Embracing the person you are and finding peace in simply being is a profound journey. The influence of social expectations as we age can feel like invisible chains, dictating how we should think, behave, and even feel. These expectations, rigid and unyielding, are often tied to outdated notions about aging. We are led to believe we should slow down, become less adventurous, and, in many ways, shrink into a smaller version of ourselves. But what happens when we dare to break free from these prescribed molds? When we choose to pursue new passions, we open ourselves to a world of possibilities. Expressing strong beliefs or choosing paths that society considers unconventional can create waves of unease among those nearby. It's a challenging reality, yet when we start to live genuinely, pursuing what ignites our passion or simply trusting our instincts, we compel others to confront their own fears and insecurities regarding aging. Those who have chosen the secure, predictable route may feel a sense of threat from our bravery to venture off the familiar path, often harboring a quiet, unvoiced resentment towards our decisions. Emphasize the constraints they have imposed on themselves. By authentically embracing your path, you confront the core of their convictions regarding aging and what is deemed suitable at this point in life. Consider, for instance, the choice to pursue a new hobby, cultivate a new relationship, or embark on an unforeseen journey. These decisions, regardless of their scale, can trigger criticism, judgment, or even disdain. They may wonder what one is doing at this age, yet it is exactly these choices that reflect a profound desire for liberation. Fulfillment often arises from discomfort. The pursuit of what you love is a courageous statement that life can expand rather than contract with age. This is where the tension lies. By rejecting the notion that age should confine you, you compel others to face their own fears of leaving their comfort zones and confronting potential regrets. The essence of this is clear: their discomfort is not yours to shoulder. The weight of societal expectations is not yours to carry. You have every right to live authentically. Seek out what brings you joy and purpose. This is not merely a luxury but an essential part of existence. To live without fully embracing your desires is to deprive yourself of the richness that life can provide. After years of journeying, it's time to forge a path that resonates with your authentic self, rather than conforming to the expectations imposed by others. In moments of scrutiny, it may be easy to feel defensive or retreat, to apologize for choosing to live by your own standards. Yet, I have come to understand that there exists a far more empowering approach. An impactful approach to engagement. Responding with grace is a deliberate decision that uplifts both yourself and others when they reveal their unease. Instead of withdrawing or becoming defensive, provide them with insight into your perspective. Share calmly how these choices illuminate your life and enhance your sense of vitality and connection to the world. Emphasize that this is not an act of rebellion, but rather a celebration of life in its entirety, informed by the wisdom you've gained over the years. Allow them to understand that this journey is not about challenging norms, but about honoring your own existence. Discovering happiness in every new chapter is what truly counts. Embracing authenticity without the weight of judgment or criticism is essential. Our value isn't defined by societal approval but by how genuinely we align with our principles. As we age, the most empowering choice we can make is to forge our own path without apology. We owe it to ourselves and to those who seek the courage to pursue their passions to demonstrate that growing older is not a moment to retreat but an opportunity to flourish. The absence of acknowledgement should not deter us. The absence of acknowledgement can be one of the most agonizing and distressing experiences, particularly as the years go by. It transcends mere moments of being overlooked. It encompasses the profound, quiet bitterness that accumulates when one feels unseen. When your efforts, be it for your family, community, or society, are dismissed as if they lack importance, it can create a heavy weight. As time unfolds, it may seem as though the sacrifices you've endured, the insights you've acquired, and the dedication you've invested in the lives of others have gradually diminished into obscurity. Into the background, no longer worthy of acknowledgement. This lack of recognition is most deeply felt in family settings. You've dedicated years, decades perhaps, to raising your children, nurturing relationships, and keeping your home and family together. You've been the steady hand, the one who cared, who sacrificed, who put others' needs above your own. Yet, as the years go by, it can feel like those efforts are simply forgotten. Your adult children, caught up in their own busy lives, may no longer remember to express gratitude. Immersed in their own lives, they might overlook the importance of pausing to genuinely hear your words. Even your grandchildren, who once regarded you with awe, may now perceive you as a mere presence, someone they visit out of obligation rather than a source of cherished stories, wisdom, or family history. It's simple to feel that the significance of your experiences has been disregarded, that your value has somehow waned because you are no longer in the spotlight. If you once discovered meaning in your professional journey or your contributions to the community, you may now find yourself feeling quietly sidelined, questioning whether your achievements are seen as insignificant, merely relics of the past. The world outside may have moved on, leaving you with a sense of being unseen, uncelebrated, and irrelevant. However, here lies a painful truth. While recognition from others can feel like a balm to the soul, it should never be the only measure of your worth. It's only natural to seek appreciation and to yearn for recognition, particularly from those you hold dear, yet I've learned that the most crucial validation comes from within. You are the guardian of your own worth. No one can diminish the significant influence you've had, whether in your family's lives, the community you've supported, or the subtle, unnoticed ways you've impacted others. Their lack of acknowledgement does not lessen your value, and your legacy remains intact despite their forgetfulness. That being said, it's perfectly acceptable to share your feelings. Communication is essential for expressing feelings. If you sense that your contributions are overlooked, it's vital to voice that concern. Sharing your emotions can lead to more profound connections. Picture telling your family, "I would love to share some stories about my life, the lessons I've learned, and the experiences I've carried with me." Often, people aren't dismissive on purpose, they're just preoccupied with their own lives. A gentle reminder could be all it takes to revive the bond and encourage them to appreciate the value of your experiences. Value the extensive knowledge you've acquired throughout your life. Ultimately, the most profound act of self-affirmation is acknowledging your inherent worth, honoring the path you've traveled, and celebrating the lessons learned along the way. Indeed, the pain of being overlooked is genuine. It stings to feel unseen, especially after all you've contributed. However, you embody the legacy you create. Your worth is not contingent upon others' recognition. So, take the time to celebrate yourself. Be proud of the life you've lived, the love you've shared, and the wisdom you've gathered. Surround yourself with those who recognize and appreciate the richness you bring to their lives. Most importantly, live with the understanding that you are enough, regardless of whether anyone else acknowledges it. By embracing your value and finding joy in your contributions, you can rise above the pain of being unnoticed and continue to create a legacy that is uniquely yours, one that no one can ever take from you. Part 2. Stop pleasing everyone. Embrace your true self and live authentically as we journey through your later years. Life can easily become a cycle of seeking approval from others. From a young age, many are conditioned to measure their worth by how well they meet the expectations of those around them. We learn to be agreeable, to accommodate, and to shape ourselves into the versions that others desire. Over time, this pattern becomes ingrained, following us into adulthood and beyond. Yet, the relentless pursuit of pleasing others eventually takes its toll. Initially appears as a reflex, but over time it transforms into a weighty burden, increasingly difficult to bear. As we age, it becomes evident that the desire to please those around us is not a virtue but rather an exhausting habit of self-sacrifice, leaving us depleted and estranged from our own desires. With the passage of time, we arrive at a juncture where the quest for external validation diminishes, and the pressure to meet everyone's expectations fades into insignificance, often morphing into a source of frustration instead. Fulfillment often leads us to the stark realization that we have dedicated countless years to accommodating others, all the while sidelining our own desires and needs. Eventually, the truth becomes undeniable: the only person we truly need to please is ourselves. This awakening is not just liberating, it is crucial for our happiness as we age. For many, this change in perspective brings a blend of relief and guilt, as we reflect on how much of our lives have been spent prioritizing others, and now we must learn to prioritize ourselves. Engaging with our true selves can feel alien and unsettling, yet we recognize that it is the sole path to genuine living. To comprehend our urge to appease others, we must confront the profound fears that underlie this behavior. Frequently, it stems from a fear of rejection, an intense craving for acceptance, and a desire to be acknowledged and appreciated by those around us. This compulsion for approval is often driven by the anxiety that failing to meet others' expectations will result in judgment, neglect, or even disdain. Although these fears may have once been protective, as we journey through life, the friendships we forge and the social dynamics we navigate play a crucial role in shaping our experiences. However, as we grow older, the significance of these connections evolves. By the time we reach our senior years, the individuals who genuinely matter have made their choice to remain in our lives. They stand by us not due to our efforts to fulfill their expectations, but because they cherish us for our authentic selves. This understanding is both beautiful and empowering, serving as a poignant reminder that those deserving of our time, energy, and affection are the ones who embrace us unconditionally. They appreciate our authentic selves rather than the polished facades we often present in our quest for approval. The journey of moving away from seeking approval is fraught with challenges. It's difficult to break free from a lifetime of habits cultivated to gain love and acceptance. Let's be honest, striving to meet everyone's expectations can be utterly exhausting, depleting our mental and emotional energy. The relentless drive to be accommodating and prioritize others can lead to feelings of resentment and, even more troubling, a sense of discontent. Feeling unfulfilled can significantly impact our well-being, particularly as we age and our time becomes increasingly valuable. Our energy isn't as limitless as it once was, and we owe it to ourselves to invest it in ways that resonate with our authentic selves, rather than being preoccupied with the opinions of others. It's essential to pause and consider what genuinely brings us joy. This isn't about being selfish or disregarding the needs of those around us. Rather, it's about finding a harmonious balance between our own happiness and the well-being of those we love. At this point in our lives, we have the chance to embrace self-care on a deeper level, for it transcends mere pampering. It involves reclaiming our time, energy, and lives from the relentless demands of the world. It's about ensuring we have the space to nurture our own needs, dreams, and desires without guilt. When we prioritize what truly matters to us, we start to live a life aligned with our values, rather than those imposed by others. The beauty of releasing the need to please others is the profound sense of freedom it offers, liberating us from the burdens that once held us back. As we navigate the opinions and expectations of those around us, we discover the bravery to delve into our passions, experiment with new experiences, and envision fresh aspirations. Whether it involves rekindling a long-forgotten hobby, acquiring new knowledge, or granting ourselves the liberty to simply exist, the opportunities are boundless. This phase of life offers us the precious gift of time and space to cherish what we adore, liberated from the constraints of judgment. If you're still engaged with this video and find these insights valuable, please leave a comment below to let me know you're present. Have you ever felt the urge to explore your creative side, to put pen to paper for that novel you've envisioned, or to embark on that long-awaited journey to a place that has always beckoned you? The real question is, why delay any further? You owe it to yourself to embrace life wholeheartedly, genuinely, and without second-guessing. Your time is invaluable, and there's no moment quite like the present to begin living for yourself. Additionally, when we shift our focus away from seeking approval from others, something remarkable occurs. We start to draw in the right individuals into our lives, paving the way for meaningful connections that are deeper, more meaningful, and more authentic. Instead of surrounding ourselves with individuals who appreciate us solely for our contributions, we embrace connections with those who cherish us for our true selves. These are the individuals who will support us, share in our joys and sorrows, and enhance our lives in ways that far surpass the superficial, transactional relationships we may have previously upheld. As we progress into our later years, we come to understand that a small circle of genuine friends and loved ones is what truly matters. Those who truly see us for who we are and love us without conditions offer a far greater reward than attempting to uphold a vast network of acquaintances who only appreciate us when we fulfill their needs. This change in perspective can indeed be difficult at times. There will always be individuals who attempt to instill guilt in us, pressuring us to revert to our previous habits of pleasing others. They may feel uneasy about our newfound independence and self-respect. However, the reality is that their discomfort is not our burden to bear, it merely reflects their own issues. Their struggles do not define our worth. Establishing boundaries, learning to say no when needed, and prioritizing our well-being are not selfish acts, they are expressions of self-love and self-respect. Setting boundaries is among the most compassionate things we can do for ourselves as we age. These boundaries safeguard our time, energy, and mental health. By setting them, we convey a strong message not only to others but also to ourselves: our needs are important too. Ultimately, when we cease to live for the approval of others, we start to embrace a more authentic life. By being intentional, we cultivate a deeper presence, becoming attuned to the beauty that surrounds us. Whether we are sharing moments with loved ones, indulging in quiet reflection, or relishing a simple favorite meal, we release our worries about the past and the anxieties of the future. Instead, we embrace the present, shedding the burdens of others' expectations. This allows us to genuinely savor life as it unfolds. We discover joy in the little things and begin to live with purpose and authenticity, which, my dear friend, is the essence of true fulfillment. As we conclude our discussion on freedom, I want to pose a thought-provoking question. What insights have you gained from this journey of embracing your authentic self and releasing the urge to satisfy everyone? It may not be simple, but the rewards are immense. Reflect on one key takeaway from today that you can incorporate into your life, be it establishing boundaries, rekindling a forgotten passion, or prioritizing your own happiness. I invite you to share in the comments below, what is one practice you will begin today? I hope you enjoyed this video. Please share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We're dedicated to embracing freedom, authenticity, and personal growth, so stay tuned for more content that will inspire you to live your best life, regardless of your age. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.